Get ready for over 220 mind-blowing facts that will keep you thinking. And here's the first one. Ever tried to catch a cockroach? It's almost impossible. These little creatures are the ultimate escape artists, changing direction up to 25 times in just 1 second. That's faster than your brain can even process. No wonder they survive anything. Dark corners, kitchen raids, and even nuclear disasters. If cockroaches ever joined the Olympics, they'd probably win gold in every race. Thailand, the land of stunning beaches and delicious street food, wasn't always called Thailand. It was once known as Siam, a name that sounds straight out of a history book. But in 1939, the country decided to rename itself Thailand, which means land of the free. It's pretty fitting, considering Thailand is one of the few countries in Southeast Asia that was never colonized. Thanksgiving without mashed potatoes? Sounds impossible, but that's exactly how the Pilgrims celebrated. They thought potatoes were poisonous and refused to eat them. Imagine sitting at a table full of turkey, corn, and stuffing, but no creamy, buttery mashed potatoes. If they had only known what they were missing, they probably would have rethought their entire feast. Tokyo, the city of neon lights and futuristic tech, wasn't always called Tokyo. It was originally named Edo, back when it was a small but important city in Japan. Then, in the 1800s, it became the country's capital and got a brand new name. Fast forward to today, and Tokyo is one of the most exciting, fast-paced cities on the planet. Our solar system is basically on a never-ending road trip around the Milky Way galaxy. But here's the mind-blowing part. It takes 250 million years to complete just one full lap. The last time Earth was in this same position, dinosaurs were still stomping around. By the time we complete another lap, who knows what creatures will be ruling the planet? Your eyes are the one thing that never change in size from the moment you're born, but your nose and ears, they just keep growing forever. That's why older people tend to have bigger noses and ears. It's not your imagination, it's biology. So if you ever wondered why Grandpa's ears look a little larger every year, now you know. The American national anthem, the Star-Spangled Banner, sounds grand and patriotic, but here's something funny. It's actually based on an old British drinking song. That's right, the melody originally came from a tune sung in pubs while raising pints. So before it became an anthem of national pride, it was more of a cheers to the weekend kind of song. There's an unbelievable amount of gold hidden in the ocean, just floating around in tiny particles. If we could somehow extract all of it, every single person on Earth would get around 20 kilograms of pure gold. That's enough to make everyone a millionaire. But don't get too excited. It's nearly impossible to mine without advanced technology. So for now, the ocean is keeping its treasure safe. Here's a geography fact that will blow your mind. Pennsylvania's highest point is actually lower than Colorado's lowest point. That means even when you're at the peak of Pennsylvania's tallest mountain, you'd still be standing at a lower elevation than someone chilling at the lowest point in Colorado. That's just how massive and high up the Rocky Mountains really are. One of Canada's old $2 bills had a small but shocking mistake. If you looked closely at the flag flying over the Parliament building, it wasn't Canadian. It was actually an American flag. How that mistake made it onto an official bill is a mystery, but it's proof that even money printers can have bad days at work. Americans take their love for pizza to a whole new level. Every single day, they eat around 100 acres of pizza. That's the equivalent of a massive football field covered entirely in cheesy, delicious slices. And if you break it down, about 350 slices disappear every second. That's enough to make a pizza lover shed a tear of joy. Termites have been around for more than 250 million years, making them some of the oldest living creatures on Earth. These tiny but mighty insects have survived through mass extinctions, ice ages, and even the rise and fall of dinosaurs. While they might be a homeowner's worst nightmare, you have to respect their ability to adapt and thrive for so long. Queen Elizabeth I had a signature fashion statement. She always wore a necklace with a tiny perfume bottle attached to it. Whether it was to mask bad smells or just a stylish accessory, she never left home without it. Imagine having your favorite scent always within reach, no matter where you go. Now that's royal dedication to smelling good. Ever wondered what the best websites in the world are? There's actually an award for that. It's called the Webby Award, and it's basically the Oscars of the internet. From groundbreaking apps to the funniest memes. If a website stands out, it might just take home the prize. It's proof that even the digital world has its own Hall of Fame. Boxing Day, a Canadian holiday celebrated on the day after Christmas, got its name from an old tradition. Wealthy employers would give their servants boxes filled with money as a holiday gift. But there was a catch. The servants had to break the boxes open to get the cash inside. It was like an old-school version of smashing a piggy bank. The Super Bowl isn't just a big deal in the United States. It's a worldwide event. The game is broadcast in over 182 countries, making it one of the most watched sporting events on the planet. Even people who don't know a thing about American football tune in just to watch the epic halftime show and legendary commercials. The stapler, a tool we use almost every day, was actually invented in a small town called Spring Valley, Minnesota. It's funny how something so simple and essential had to be created by someone first. Imagine a world without staplers, papers flying everywhere, messy desks, and absolute chaos in every office and school. If you were to gather every insect on Earth and put them on a giant scale, they would outweigh every other creature combined. That's right. Tiny ants, buzzing bees, and creepy crawlers together have more mass than all the elephants, whales, and even humans on the planet. Next time you see a little bug, just remember, they rule the world in numbers. Canada might be famous for its poutine and maple syrup, but here's something surprising. There are more Subway restaurants in Canada than McDonald's. So while the Golden Arches might be iconic, Canadians seem to love their fresh sandwiches just a little bit more. Who knew footlong subs could take over an entire country? Bingo isn't just for grandparents. Around 30% of all bingo players are actually under 35 years old. Turns out younger people love the thrill of shouting bingo just as much as seniors do. Whether it's online or in a crowded hall, the excitement of winning never gets old. If you're a thrill seeker, here's a ride that will test your nerves. The world's tallest freefall roller coaster, the Giant Drop, is in Australia. This beast drops riders from a height of 120 meters, which is as high as a 39-story building. Just imagine that stomach-dropping feeling, but for way longer than usual. Watermelons are packed with juicy goodness, and since they're made up of 92% water, they're perfect for hot days. But here's the twist. They actually originated in the dry and arid Kalahari Desert in Africa. It's ironic that one of the thirstiest fruits comes from one of the driest places on Earth. The first commercial microwave oven wasn't the sleek countertop version we know today. It was called the 1161 Radarane and was about the size of a refrigerator. This massive machine could heat food quickly, but it took up so much space that only restaurants and big businesses could afford to use it. Now, we can't imagine life without microwaves. The Bartlett pear is the most common pear in the world, loved for its sweet, juicy flavor and soft texture. Its signature bell shape and light green color make it easy to recognize, though it turns yellow when fully ripe. Whether eaten fresh, canned, or turned into delicious desserts, this pear remains a global favorite. The first recorded lighthouse in history was built in Alexandria in 290 BC. Known as the Pharos of Alexandria, it stood as one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world. This towering structure guided sailors safely to shore and set the foundation for the many lighthouses that now exist across the world. The first toilet flush ever seen in a motion picture happened in the classic horror movie Psycho. Before this, Hollywood considered showing toilets on screen to be inappropriate. But Alfred Hitchcock, always a master of breaking norms, included a now famous scene that featured a flushing toilet, something that was shockingly rare at the time. Cheddar cheese holds the title of the best-selling cheese in the United States. This rich, creamy, and slightly sharp cheese is a staple in everything from burgers and sandwiches to mac and cheese. Whether mild, sharp, or extra-aged, cheddar's popularity remains unmatched in American households and beyond. The Hawaiian alphabet is surprisingly short, consisting of only 12 letters. With just 5 vowels and 7 consonants, the language relies heavily on pronunciation and repetition. That's why many Hawaiian words like aloha and hula have such a rhythmic, melodic quality to them. In 1631, 2 London printers made one of the worst typos in history when they accidentally left out the word not in the 7th commandment. This mistake changed "thou shalt not commit adultery" into "thou shalt commit adultery." Dubbed the Wicked Bible, this version of the scripture became infamous, and most copies were quickly destroyed. Edinburgh, Scotland, holds the title of having more booksellers per person than any other city in Britain. With a deep literary history and countless bookstores lining its streets, It's a paradise for book lovers. The city's connection to famous authors like Sir Walter Scott and J.K. Rowling only adds to its reputation as a literary capital. Before launching the first Boeing 747, engineers put the aircraft through an intense 15,000 hours of wind tunnel testing. This was done to ensure the plane's design could handle real-world conditions and high-speed air travel. That dedication paid off, as the 747 became one of the most iconic airplanes in aviation history. Each year, an estimated 2,500 bird plane collisions happen in the United States. These incidents, known as bird strikes, can cause damage to aircraft engines and pose serious risks. While pilots and airports take precautions to prevent them, birds and airplanes continue to cross paths in the skies. The position of a horse's legs in a statue often reveals how the person riding it died. If the horse has both front legs raised, the rider died in battle. If one front leg is raised, the rider died from wounds suffered in battle. If all four legs are on the ground, the rider passed away from natural causes. The study of laughter and its effects on the body is known as gelotology. Scientists who specialize in this field, called gelotologists, explore why we laugh, how humor affects our brains, and even how laughter can improve our health. It turns out that laughter really is the best medicine, at least according to science. Butterflies have a unique way of experiencing the world, as their vision allows them to see the colors red, green, and yellow. Unlike humans, some species of butterflies can even detect ultraviolet light, which plays a key role in how they find food and mates. Their vibrant, colorful wings aren't just for show. They also help them communicate in ways only their fellow butterflies can understand. Cows have an unusual quirk that makes it possible for them to go up a flight of stairs, but nearly impossible for them to come back down. This is because their knees and joints are designed for forward movement, making descending a staircase an awkward and difficult task. If a cow ever finds itself upstairs, getting it down might require a bit of creativity or a very gentle ramp. In New Zealand, families tend to be smaller, with only a fraction of households having more than 2 children. This is influenced by factors such as lifestyle, economic conditions, and changing cultural norms. Despite this, New Zealand remains a country known for its strong family values and a deep appreciation for nature and outdoor activities. The Atlantic Ocean holds more salt than the Pacific Ocean, making its waters denser and giving it a distinct character. This higher salinity is influenced by factors like evaporation rates and the flow of rivers that bring fresh water into the ocean. Interestingly, this difference in salt levels also affects marine life, as certain species thrive better in one ocean over the other. The 1960 Summer Olympics were a historic moment in sports history, as they became the first Olympic Games to be aired on television. Thanks to CBS, millions of viewers were able to watch athletes compete from the comfort of their homes. This broadcast revolutionized how the world engages with the Olympics, turning them into the global spectacle they are today. Fleas are a surprisingly diverse group of insects, with over 2,400 species found across the world. These tiny creatures are known for their impressive jumping abilities, allowing them to leap up to 50 times their body length. While they are often associated with pets, fleas have adapted to thrive in various environments, from forest to urban areas. Landfills receive a staggering 18 billion disposable diapers every year, creating a massive environmental challenge. These diapers contain plastic and other materials that can take as long as 500 years to decompose. With growing awareness of waste issues, many parents are turning to eco-friendly alternatives like cloth diapers or biodegradable options to reduce their impact on the planet. Apple seeds contain a naturally occurring cyanide compound, making them mildly toxic when consumed in large amounts. While accidentally eating a few seeds won't harm most people, chewing and swallowing a large number of them could lead to poisoning. Fortunately, the body can process small amounts of cyanide safely, so enjoying an apple without worrying about the seeds is perfectly fine. A standard deck of playing cards hides an interesting historical connection. Each king represents a famous ruler from the past. The King of Spades symbolizes King David, the King of Clubs represents Alexander the Great, the King of Hearts is Charlemagne, and the King of Diamonds stands for Julius Caesar. While the accuracy of these associations is debated, they add a fascinating layer of history to an everyday game. If you ever feel like burning calories in an unusual way, banging your head against a wall can use up around 150 calories an hour. Of course, this method isn't recommended, as it comes with the obvious downside of serious headaches and potential injuries. Sticking to traditional exercises like running or lifting weights might be a safer and more effective option. Sundays hold a special place in the hearts of ice cream lovers, as they are the most popular day for indulging in this frozen treat. Whether it's a weekend tradition, a way to unwind, or simply a sweet way to end the week, ice cream sales tend to spike on this day. It's no surprise that the dessert sundae was likely named after the day it's most enjoyed. Antarctica, despite being one of the harshest and most remote places on Earth, is home to a research community of more than 3,000 people each year. These scientists and explorers study everything from climate change and wildlife to ancient ice formations that hold secrets about Earth's history. Their work helps humanity better understand the planet, even in the face of extreme cold and isolation. The warm glow of candles adds a cozy atmosphere to any home, and the most popular place to burn them is the living room. Whether it's for relaxation, ambiance, or simply to enjoy a pleasant scent, candles have become a staple in home decor. Their flickering light creates a soothing environment, making them perfect for unwinding after a long day. The very first Labor Day holiday took place on September 5th, 1882, in New York City. It was organized to celebrate the contributions of American workers and to advocate for better working conditions. Over time, the holiday grew into a nationwide tradition, honoring the efforts and achievements of workers across the country. An eyelash may seem tiny, but it has a surprisingly structured life cycle. Each individual lash lasts for approximately 150 days before naturally falling out and being replaced. This process ensures that our eyelashes continue to protect our eyes from dust and debris, even though we barely notice when they shed. Cars may be a convenient mode of transportation, but they come with a hidden cost. Every 25 miles driven results in the production of about 1 pound of pollution. With millions of cars on the road daily, these emissions add up, contributing to air pollution and climate change. This fact highlights the importance of fuel-efficient vehicles and alternative energy sources. The Sanskrit word for war has an unexpected origin. It translates to desire for more cows. In ancient times, cattle were a symbol of wealth and prosperity, and conflicts often arose over their ownership. This linguistic insight reveals how deeply intertwined early civilizations were with agriculture and livestock. Birds have a unique way of regulating their body temperature since they do not have sweat glands. Instead of sweating like humans, they rely on other cooling methods such as panting and fluttering their throat muscles. This adaptation helps them stay cool while soaring through the skies or basking in the sun. Believe it or not, there is a town named Hell in the state of Michigan. Located about 50 miles from Detroit, this oddly named place has become a quirky tourist attraction. Visitors often stop by just to say they've been to hell and back, making it a fun, tongue-in-cheek destination. The Amish community follows strict traditional values. One of their lesser-known beliefs is the avoidance of aerosol air fresheners. Their lifestyle emphasizes simplicity and natural living, so artificial fragrances and modern conveniences like spray cans are generally avoided. Instead, they prefer natural alternatives such as fresh herbs and homemade potpourri. Queen Victoria, one of Britain's most famous monarchs, reportedly used marijuana to relieve menstrual cramps. During her reign, cannabis was commonly prescribed for medical purposes, long before it became a controversial substance. Her use of it reflects how medicinal practices have evolved over time. Paris is home to the world's most visited cemetery, Cimetière du Père Lachaise. Established in 1805, it holds the graves of over 1 million people, including famous figures such as rock legend Jim Morrison. The cemetery's beautiful architecture and historical significance attract millions of visitors each year. Despite inventing the light bulb, Thomas Edison was ironically afraid of the dark. This fear may have been part of what motivated his relentless pursuit of innovation in electrical lighting. Thanks to his inventions, the world became a much brighter place. After the U.S. Civil War, the country faced a serious problem. Between 1/3 and 1/2 of all paper currency in circulation was counterfeit. This widespread fraud threatened the economy, leading to the creation of the Secret Service in 1865. Initially, their main job wasn't protecting the president, but cracking down on counterfeit money. In 1908, the world of sweets changed forever when the first machine-made lollipops rolled off the production line in New Haven, Connecticut. Before this invention, lollipops were made by hand, but automation made them more accessible, turning them into a popular treat for children and adults alike. If any of these facts surprise you, hit that like button. Siberia, the vast and icy region of Russia, gets its name from a rather poetic meaning, sleeping land. The name reflects its cold, desolate landscapes which remain frozen for much of the year. Despite its harsh climate, Siberia is home to incredible wildlife and natural beauty. During the First Gulf War, more than 436,000 U.S. troops were exposed to depleted uranium. This material, used in armor-piercing military rounds, raised concerns about its potential long-term health effects. Even today, debates continue about its impact on veterans and the environment. In Florissant, Colorado, scientists made an incredible discovery: a fossilized rose imprint embedded in slate, estimated to be around 35 million years old. This ancient find gives researchers a glimpse into prehistoric plant life, proving that roses have been around for far longer than we might have imagined. Charles Osborne holds one of the most unusual medical records. He had the hiccups for an astonishing 69 years. His condition began in 1922 and continued until 1990, with an estimated 430 million hiccups in total. Despite this, he managed to live a relatively normal life. The first World Series baseball playoffs took place in 1903, marking the beginning of one of the most celebrated sporting traditions in the United States. The championship featured the Boston Americans and the Pittsburgh Pirates, with Boston emerging as the first ever World Series champion. At one point, astronomers believed that a mysterious planet named Vulcan existed between Mercury and the Sun. The theory arose in the 19th century to explain oddities in Mercury's orbit, but it was later debunked when Einstein's theory of relativity provided a more accurate explanation. Every year, Burger King customers consume an astonishing amount of bacon, over 950,000 pounds of it just for breakfast. Whether in sandwiches, wraps, or alongside eggs, bacon remains one of the most beloved breakfast ingredients in fast food. One of the reasons marijuana remains illegal today dates back to the 1930s, when cotton growers lobbied against hemp farmers. Hemp, a variety of the cannabis plant, was seen as a cheaper and more sustainable competitor to cotton. Unlike nicotine, alcohol, or caffeine, marijuana is not chemically addictive, but its legal status remains a topic of debate. Some dolphins are built for speed, reaching swimming speeds of up to 40 kilometers per hour. Their sleek bodies and powerful tails allow them to glide effortlessly through the water, making them one of the fastest marine mammals. If you're looking for a natural way to eliminate odors, vinegar might be the answer. By filling small saucers with vinegar and placing them around a room, you can neutralize unpleasant smells. The acetic acid in vinegar absorbs odors, making it a simple and cost-effective solution for freshening up a space. Polar bears are natural-born swimmers, capable of covering more than 60 miles without stopping. Their powerful front paws propel them forward, while their thick fur and a layer of fat help them stay warm in freezing Arctic waters. These incredible abilities allow them to hunt and travel vast distances across icy landscapes. The 1963 epic film Cleopatra was one of the most expensive movies of its time, costing $44 million to produce. Adjusted for inflation, that's equivalent to around $300 million today. The film's extravagant sets, costumes, and delays made it a legendary Hollywood production. In Italy, Santa Claus is affectionately called Babbo Natale. The name translates to Father Christmas, and he brings gifts to children on Christmas Eve. Italian holiday traditions also include La Befana, a kind-hearted witch who delivers presents on January 6th during the Feast of the Epiphany. Surfing, the sport of riding waves, has its origins in Hawaii, where it was once a pastime of Hawaiian royalty. Known as Heia Nalu, meaning wave sliding, surfing was more than just a sport. It was a spiritual and cultural practice deeply rooted in Polynesian traditions. Surprisingly, only about 20% of Americans own a passport. While international travel is common in some countries, many U.S. residents explore domestic destinations instead. However, with increasing global connections, the number of passport holders continues to rise. On May 2, 1993, the Crown Princess cruise ship paid the highest toll ever recorded for crossing the Panama Canal, an astonishing $141,349.97. The fee was based on the ship's size and the number of passengers on board. The modern Christian calendar, which organizes time into years labeled as AD, Anno Domini, and BC, before Christ, was created by a Ukrainian monk named Dionysius Exiguus. In the 6th century, he introduced this system, which remains the standard for much of the world today. In 1963, Valentina Tereshkova became the first woman to travel to space. Aboard Vostok 6, she spent 3 days in orbit and circled Earth 48 times. Her groundbreaking journey paved the way for future female astronauts and remains a major milestone in space exploration. A single bushel of wheat can yield enough bread to make sandwiches for more than 6 months, assuming you eat 3 sandwiches a day. This impressive fact highlights the importance of wheat in global food production and its role as a staple crop. The world's tallest freestanding sculpture is the Chief Crazy Horse Memorial in South Dakota, USA. Still under construction, this massive monument is dedicated to the legendary Lakota warrior Crazy Horse. When completed, it will stand even taller than the Statue of Liberty. Broccoli was introduced to France in the 16th century thanks to Catherine de' Medici. The Italian-born queen brought her love for the vegetable to her new home after marrying King Henry II of France. Her influence helped popularize broccoli in European cuisine. Detroit, a city famous for its deep musical history, has an official instrument, the accordion. While best known for its contributions to Motown and jazz, Detroit recognizes the accordion's role in folk and polka music traditions, especially within its diverse immigrant communities. The ancient Romans had an unusual approach to dental hygiene. They used porcupine quills as toothpicks. These sharp, naturally tapered quills were perfect for cleaning between teeth, proving that even centuries ago, people valued oral care. To date, approximately 193,000 metric tons of gold have been discovered worldwide. While this may seem like a lot, if all the gold ever mined were melted down, it would only fill about 3.5 Olympic-sized swimming pools. For those who are lactose intolerant, chocolate can actually help make milk easier to digest. The compounds in chocolate slow down digestion, allowing the body more time to break down lactose, making it a surprising yet tasty solution for some dairy lovers. A rhinoceros horn may look like solid bone, but it's actually made of keratin, the same protein that makes up human hair and nails. This compacted hair structure gives the horn its toughness, but unfortunately it's also the reason rhinos are often targeted by poachers. The Tonle Sap River in Cambodia has a fascinating natural phenomenon. It changes direction twice a year. During the monsoon season, heavy rainfall causes the river to flow north, expanding Tonle Sap Lake. When the dry season arrives, it reverses course and flows south again. Georgia is the top peanut-producing state in the United States. The state's warm climate and rich soil create the perfect conditions for growing peanuts, supplying nearly half of the country's total peanut production each year. The blackberry bush has an alternate name, the bramble. This term refers to its thorny, sprawling vines, which can grow wildly in nature. Despite their prickly exterior, bramble bushes produce delicious blackberries enjoyed worldwide. Severe pollution is a major issue in the United States, with about 40% of states experiencing extreme pollution problems. From smog-filled cities to contaminated water sources, environmental concerns continue to impact public health and ecosystems. Subscribe for more crazy facts you won't believe. The average American consumes around 60 hot dogs per year. Whether grilled at a summer barbecue or enjoyed at a baseball game, hot dogs remain one of the most popular fast foods in the U.S. Victoria Falls, one of the largest waterfalls in the world, produces a thunderous roar that can be heard up to 40 miles away. Located on the border of Zimbabwe and Zambia, the falls are so powerful that they create a mist visible from great distances. The phrase, "the whole 9 yards," has its origins in World War II. Fighter pilots in the Pacific carried machine gun ammo belts that were exactly 27 feet long, equivalent to 9 yards. If a pilot fired all their bullets at a target, they had given it the whole 9 yards. There are roughly 6,800 languages spoken across the world today. However, many of these languages are at risk of extinction, with some having only a handful of fluent speakers left. Bile, a digestive fluid produced by the liver, plays an unexpected role in the color of human waste. It gives feces a brownish-green hue, which changes based on diet and digestion speed. Without bile, waste would have a much lighter color. Warren G. Harding holds the distinction of being the first American president to deliver a speech over the radio. In 1922, his voice reached thousands of listeners, marking the beginning of mass political broadcasts. Firehouses once had circular staircases for a surprising reason: horses. In the days of horse-drawn fire engines, horses were stabled on the ground floor and quickly learned how to walk up straight staircases, leading to the switch to spiral designs. Americans love their pets so much that nearly 30% admit to talking to their dogs while away, some even leaving messages on answering machines. It's proof that for many, dogs aren't just pets, they're family. In a massive logistics feat, United Parcel Service shipped the famous killer whale, Keiko, the star of the Disney movie Free Willy, from Mexico City to Newport, Oregon in 1998. Transporting a whale required special tanks, a cargo plane, and constant water monitoring. The sun is a powerful force, evaporating about 1 trillion tons of water from Earth's surface every day. This endless cycle fuels the planet's weather systems, from clouds and rain to storms and hurricanes. When construction began in 1941, the Pentagon cost nearly $50 million to build. Despite its massive scale, the headquarters of the U.S. Department of Defense was completed in just 16 months. In the wild, poinsettia flowers grow to an impressive height of 12 feet. Their leaves, often mistaken for petals, can stretch up to 8 inches across. These vibrant red plants are more than just holiday decorations. They're botanical giants. Lightning strikes men far more often than women, with men being 4 times more likely to get hit. This is largely due to lifestyle factors, as men are statistically more likely to be outside during storms, engaging in activities like hiking, golfing, or working outdoors. Before modern hearing aids, people with hearing difficulties used ear trumpets, cone-shaped devices that funneled sound into the ear. Though bulky and awkward, they were a revolutionary solution at the time. The first ever Tupperware item wasn't a food container. It was a 7-ounce plastic bathroom cup, introduced in 1945. This modest beginning paved the way for the brand's iconic airtight storage products. In a bizarre legal case, a monkey in South Bend, Indiana, was once put on trial and convicted for smoking a cigarette. While the details are hazy, the story highlights the strange and unpredictable nature of early animal-related laws. Humpback whales can live up to 95 years, making them some of the longest living marine mammals. These gentle giants travel thousands of miles during migration, using their haunting songs to communicate across vast ocean distances. A dime might be small, but it packs in detail. There are 118 ridges around its edge. These ridges, called reeding, were originally designed to prevent coin shaving, a practice where people scraped off tiny bits of metal to collect and melt down. Every year, Sweden constructs an entire hotel made of ice and snow, capable of accommodating 100 guests. This temporary wonder, known as the Ice Hotel, melts away in the summer and is rebuilt from scratch each winter. The snow leopard has a unique way of staying warm. It wraps its 3-foot-long tail around its nose while sleeping. This fluffy built-in scarf helps it survive the freezing temperatures of the Himalayan mountains. Maine is the undisputed blueberry capital of the United States, producing 99% of the country's blueberries. These tiny, antioxidant-rich berries thrive in the state's acidic soil and cool climate. Cats are beloved pets in America, with 1 in 4 households owning at least one feline. Their independent yet affectionate nature makes them a popular choice for families and individuals alike. Women's hearts beat faster than men's, thanks to differences in heart size and hormonal influences. A woman's heart pumps slightly less blood per beat, so it compensates by beating more frequently. The small dots on a die are called pips. These markings help ensure fair rolls and have been a part of dice design for thousands of years, dating back to ancient civilizations. In 1967, the first successful human heart transplant was performed in Cape Town, South Africa, by Dr. Christian Barnard. The groundbreaking operation paved the way for modern heart surgeries. The first words ever recorded on a phonograph were spoken by Thomas Edison. He recited the nursery rhyme, "Mary had a little lamb." This moment marked the birth of sound recording technology. In 1987, American Airlines saved $40,000 by removing just 1 olive from each first-class salad. This small but clever cost-cutting move proved how minor adjustments can lead to big savings in the airline industry. On average, an American home contains between 3 and 10 gallons of hazardous materials, including cleaning supplies, pesticides, and paints. These everyday items might seem harmless, but they can pose serious environmental and health risks if not stored or disposed of properly. Bill Russell made history as the first black head coach of a major league professional sports team. In 1966, he became the player coach for the Boston Celtics, leading them to 2 championship victories while simultaneously playing on the team. I am is the second shortest complete sentence in the English language, consisting of just 2 words. The shortest? Go. Cattle can produce up to 180 liters of saliva per day. This excessive drool helps them break down tough plant materials and aids digestion in their complex stomach system. Colorado is home to approximately 83,000 dairy cows, producing millions of gallons of milk each year. The state's vast grasslands and high-altitude climate make it an ideal location for dairy farming. Coconuts claim more lives than sharks annually. Falling coconuts can hit unsuspecting victims with enough force to cause serious injuries or even fatalities, making them a greater statistical threat than the ocean's most feared predator. Studies suggest that weightlifters can handle heavier weights when working out in blue-colored gyms. The color blue is believed to have a calming effect, helping athletes maintain focus and endurance. In 1958, the United States sent 3 mice, Mia, Laska, and Benji, into space to study the effects of microgravity on living organisms. These tiny pioneers helped pave the way for human space exploration. Belgium is home to a museum dedicated entirely to strawberries. The Musée de la Fraise showcases the history, cultivation, and cultural significance of the beloved fruit, even featuring strawberry-themed souvenirs. A staggering 96% of candle purchases are made by women. Whether for relaxation, decoration, or aromatherapy, candles remain a popular household item. In 75% of American households, women manage the finances and pay the bills. Despite outdated stereotypes, studies show that women often take the lead in budgeting and financial planning. During World War II, when Allied troops reached the Rhine River, their first instinct was to urinate in it. This impromptu ritual was carried out by soldiers across all ranks, from ordinary privates to Winston Churchill himself, who, true to his larger-than-life persona, made sure it was a grand spectacle. Even General Patton had a photo taken mid-act. During the filming of Fight Club, Brad Pitt chipped his tooth. Instead of fixing it immediately, he chose to keep it that way until the movie wrapped, believing the imperfect look suited his rough and tough character. Legendary actor Humphrey Bogart was actually related to Princess Diana. Their distant family connection traces back through European nobility, making for an unexpected Hollywood royalty link. Every single day, approximately 100 million acts of sexual intercourse take place worldwide. That's a whole lot of love happening at any given moment. The property values on the Monopoly board have remained unchanged since the game was first released in 1935. Inflation might have skyrocketed in the real world, but in Monopoly, you can still buy Boardwalk for the same price. The first ballpoint pen was invented in 1938 by a Hungarian named Ladislao Biro. His design solved the problem of fountain pen ink smudging, making writing much cleaner and more efficient. A human eyeball weighs about 1 ounce. Despite its small size, it contains over 2 million working parts, making it one of the most complex organs in the body. Americans write roughly 50 billion checks per year, making it the second most common form of payment after cash. Even with the rise of digital transactions, paper checks still play a surprisingly big role in the economy. Before becoming one of the most infamous bank robbers in history, John Dillinger played professional baseball. His love for the game didn't last long, though. He soon turned to a life of crime, which made him a household name. Sharks can survive for at least 6 weeks without food. The record for the longest fast observed in captivity is held by a species called the swell shark, which went an astonishing 15 months without eating. The first mechanical slot machine, called the Liberty Bell, was invented by a car mechanic named Charles Fay in 1895. His creation laid the foundation for the modern slot machines found in casinos worldwide. On average, Americans spend around $1,300 on utility bills every year. This includes electricity, water, heating, and other essential services. Pearls dissolve in vinegar. Their main component, calcium carbonate, reacts with the acetic acid in vinegar, causing them to break down over time. So, if you ever find yourself with a pearl necklace and a bottle of vinegar, don't mix them. The human brain works in mysterious ways, and sometimes words seem to vanish just when we need them the most. This frustrating experience has a name: lethologica. It refers to that moment when you struggle to recall a word that's right on the tip of your tongue, only for it to come back to you long after the conversation has moved on. In ancient Egypt, priests adhered to strict purification rituals, one of which involved removing every single hair from their bodies. This practice, which included plucking eyebrows and eyelashes, was believed to maintain cleanliness and demonstrate their dedication to the gods, ensuring that no impurity interfered with their sacred duties. Pancakes hold such a special place in Australian cuisine that they are not limited to breakfast. They are commonly enjoyed throughout the day, whether as a sweet treat in the morning, a savory meal at lunch, or a hearty dish at dinner, proving their versatility in the culinary world. The liquid found inside young coconuts is more than just a refreshing drink. It has been used as an emergency substitute for blood plasma. Due to its sterile nature and balanced electrolyte composition, it has historically been used in medical situations when traditional intravenous fluids were unavailable. Border Collies are widely regarded as the most intelligent breed of dog, capable of understanding hundreds of words and commands. Their exceptional problem-solving skills and eagerness to work make them the preferred choice for herding livestock and excelling in obedience and agility competitions. Some people who have tried beetles claim that they have a surprisingly sweet and fruity taste, resembling the flavor of apples. This unexpected similarity has made them a part of traditional diets in various cultures where they are often roasted, fried, or even covered in chocolate for a crunchy treat. India has one of the most vibrant film industries in the world, and its love for cinema is reflected in the sheer number of movie tickets sold each year. With an enormous and diverse audience, theaters remain packed, showcasing films from multiple languages and genres, making India a global powerhouse in entertainment. Pretzels have been enjoyed for an astonishingly long time, with their history stretching back more than 1,000 years. According to legend, a European monk first created them using leftover bread dough, shaping them into their distinctive twisted form to symbolize folded arms in prayer, making them a symbol of good fortune and devotion. The Montreal Canadiens hold the record for the most championships in professional hockey history. Their long-standing success has made them one of the most celebrated teams in the sport, with generations of fans proudly supporting their legacy. Since its creation, the Mr. Potato Head toy has remained a beloved classic, entertaining children for decades. Originally designed with real potatoes in mind, the toy has evolved over time, gaining popularity across different generations with its interchangeable features and endless creative possibilities. Franklin Roosevelt was the first American president to travel by airplane, marking a historic shift in how leaders moved across the country and the world. His flight set a precedent for modern presidential travel, where air travel is now a routine and essential part of global diplomacy. The rainforests of South America are home to an incredible variety of butterflies, each displaying unique colors and patterns. These delicate creatures play an important role in maintaining the ecosystem, acting as pollinators and serving as indicators of environmental health. During the Victorian era, red tulips were considered a powerful declaration of love. Giving someone a bouquet of these flowers was seen as a romantic gesture, symbolizing deep emotions and an open confession of one's affections. In a time when expressing feelings openly was often discouraged, the substance found in poison ivy that causes skin irritation is called urushiol. This oily compound is notorious for triggering itchy rashes, and even the slightest contact with the plant can lead to an uncomfortable allergic reaction for those who are sensitive to it. The risk of heart attacks is highest during the early hours of the morning. Factors like the body's natural hormone cycles, increased blood pressure, and stress from waking up can contribute to this, making it a critical time for heart health awareness. A unique species of dolphin that inhabits the Indus and Ganges rivers of South Asia is born completely blind. Instead of relying on vision, these dolphins have developed an extraordinary sonar system, allowing them to navigate their environment and hunt for prey using sound waves, proving how adaptable nature can be. The movie Cleopatra, released in the early 1960s, was one of the most expensive films of its time. Leonardo da Vinci had a unique way of writing that puzzled many. He often wrote in reverse, from right to left, making his notes appear mirrored. Some believe this was a way to keep his ideas secret, while others think it was simply more comfortable for him as a left-handed writer. One of the most unexpected household dangers for young children is liquid dish soap. It is the leading cause of accidental poisoning in homes, as its bright colors and fruity scents often make it seem appealing to curious little ones. Parents and caregivers are advised to store it out of reach to prevent accidental ingestion. The human stomach is constantly renewing itself. Every few days, the inner lining is completely replaced, ensuring that the strong digestive acids do not wear away the organ's own tissues. This rapid regeneration process helps keep the stomach functioning properly and protects it from damage. Unlike most other planets in the solar system, Venus spins in the opposite direction. While Earth and its neighboring planets rotate from west to east, Venus slowly turns the other way, making its sunrises appear in the west and sunsets in the east. Scientists believe this unusual rotation may have been caused by a massive collision in the planet's past. Larry Walters made headlines when he attempted an unusual flight over Los Angeles. Strapping a large number of weather balloons to his lawn chair, he unexpectedly soared thousands of feet into the air. His airborne adventure led to air traffic disruptions and a safe, though unplanned, landing with the help of a pellet gun to gradually release the balloons. The Green Bay Packers football team has a unique history tied to its name. Unlike many other teams which are named after animals or symbols, the Packers got their name from a meat-packing company that initially sponsored them, forever linking the team to its industrial roots. Cranberries thrive in cool, wet climates, and one region is particularly famous for producing them. Wisconsin leads the way in cranberry farming, harvesting an enormous quantity each year. These bright red berries are a staple during festive seasons and play an essential role in local agriculture. In an unusual accident during the mid-20th century, a military aircraft crashed into one of New York City's most iconic buildings. The impact of the bomber hitting the Empire State Building caused significant damage, but the structure remained standing, demonstrating its incredible engineering strength. A surprising design mistake was discovered on a piece of Canadian currency. The $2 bill once featured an image of the country's parliament, but a closer look revealed that the flag waving in the illustration was not Canada's. It was the flag of a neighboring country. Although pearls are often associated with oysters, not all oysters produce them. In North America, naturally occurring pearls are quite rare, making them a treasured find for those lucky enough to discover them inside a shell. Certain laws governing marriage and relationships vary widely, and in some places, specific personal issues can be legal grounds for divorce. In several regions, an inability to maintain marital relations is considered a legitimate reason to end a marriage, reflecting cultural and legal perspectives on relationships. Blinking is one of the body's automatic reflexes, yet it happens so quickly that most people hardly notice. Each time a person blinks, their eyelids momentarily close and reopen in just a fraction of a second, helping to keep the eyes moist and clear of debris. During the mid-20th century, a well-known yogurt brand revolutionized the industry by adding fruit to its products. This simple but innovative idea introduced a new level of convenience and flavor to a food that had been enjoyed for centuries, paving the way for the wide variety of yogurt flavors available today. A surprising connection exists between the world of sports and literature. A renowned boxing champion, known for his skill in the ring, also had a deep appreciation for classic literature. He went on to share his love for Shakespeare by teaching at a prestigious university, proving that athleticism and intellect can go hand in hand. A tropical fruit that is now enjoyed worldwide was first introduced to Europe centuries ago. An explorer, known for his voyages across the Atlantic, brought this exotic and spiky fruit back from his travels, making it a rare and prized delicacy among European nobility at the time. There are certain words in the English language that contain a unique hidden pattern. A few words, for example, include all the vowels in perfect order, making them an interesting linguistic curiosity. These words stand out not only for their meaning, but also for their rare letter arrangement. A popular brand name in oral hygiene has a hidden meaning behind its name. The company combined a reference to dental care with a single letter that represents the idea of improvement. This clever branding has helped it remain a trusted name in the industry for decades. The capital of Russia has a long history of preserving and showcasing knowledge. One of its first museums was originally a scientific laboratory dedicated to studying nature. Over time, this institution evolved into a respected museum, housing collections that continue to educate and inspire visitors. In the world of plants, there exists a flower so enormous that it commands attention. When it blooms, however, it emits a scent that is far from pleasant. The smell, often compared to decaying flesh, is nature's way of attracting pollinators that are drawn to such strong odors. One college sports team holds an unusual record in tournament history. Despite making numerous appearances in a prestigious competition, they have never managed to reach the final rounds. This statistic makes them one of the most persistent but unlucky teams in the sport. A natural wonder that never seems to stop flowing once came to a sudden halt. Many years ago, a massive buildup of ice temporarily blocked the river that feeds a famous waterfall, causing it to stop for an entire day. The sight of the usually powerful fall standing still must have been both eerie and fascinating. One artifact has captured the curiosity of scientists and historians more than any other. This ancient piece of cloth has been studied, debated, and analyzed for generations, as experts try to uncover its origins and significance. Despite years of research, it remains one of the greatest historical mysteries. Among the many unique features of one of the largest land animals, its trunk stands out as a remarkable tool. This muscular extension is capable of performing delicate tasks, such as picking up tiny objects, but it can also hold an impressive amount of water, allowing the animal to drink or cool itself down in hot climates. Tornadoes are one of nature's most powerful and unpredictable forces, and in the United States, they tend to strike most frequently during a particular month. As spring transitions into summer, conditions become ideal for these swirling storms, making this month the peak of tornado season across the country. A simple and natural remedy for a good night's sleep can be found in an everyday fruit. Packed with essential nutrients, this fruit helps relax the body and regulate sleep hormones, making it a great nighttime snack for those who struggle with falling asleep. Children in different cultures have their own traditions surrounding the loss of baby teeth. While many are familiar with a tiny fairy exchanging teeth for money, in one country, the job belongs to a small and clever rodent who collects teeth and leaves behind treasures. Lightning is one of the most spectacular and dangerous natural phenomena, striking the earth millions of times every year. In a single country, the number of strikes reaches an astonishing figure, illuminating the sky and occasionally causing damage to landscapes and structures. Nature is full of fascinating adaptations, and one particular creature has a highly unusual way of breathing. While most animals rely on their noses or mouths for oxygen, this one has developed a surprising method of respiration through an unexpected body part. A beloved sweet treat that millions enjoy today was first created over a century ago in a European country known for its chocolate-making expertise. A chocolatier discovered a way to combine cocoa with another creamy ingredient, revolutionizing the world of confectionery. The effects of war have reached into every aspect of daily life, even fashion. During a time when every resource was needed for battle, a key component of clothing had to be replaced with an alternative, leading to the creation of a more flexible and practical design. A popular sport with deep historical roots was originally played by indigenous peoples as more than just a game. It served as training for real-life battles, helping warriors develop skills they would need in times of conflict. Today, the sport has evolved into a competitive pastime enjoyed worldwide. The birth of a baby is a moment of joy, but for parents expecting multiple births, it often means much smaller newborns. The average weight of a single baby is significantly different from that of a triplet, reflecting the challenges of sharing space and resources in the womb. A tiny golden creature holds the record for one of the smallest vertebrates in the world. Measuring just a fraction of an inch, this minuscule amphibian is so small that it can fit comfortably on the tip of a finger, making it almost unbelievable that it is a fully developed adult. Among all the creatures that take to the skies, one particular bird has a unique ability. Unlike others, it is capable of flying in reverse, giving it incredible maneuverability as it hovers and darts between flowers in search of nectar. Some animals have features that make them both remarkable and dangerous. A particular Arctic predator possesses an organ so rich in vitamins that it could prove lethal to anyone who dares to consume it, making it an unexpected hazard for unknowing explorers. Despite its name, one adorable tree-dwelling marsupial is not actually a bear. Instead, it shares a closer evolutionary link with two other well-known Australian animals, making it a unique member of its family. A tiny coin may seem insignificant, but its design includes a surprising level of detail. If you run your fingers along its edge, you might notice the precisely placed ridges, each one counted and crafted for a very specific reason. A particular European country has an impressive sweet tooth, with its citizens consuming an astonishing amount of candy per year. This nation holds the record for the highest annual candy intake per person, making it a true paradise for sugar lovers. For thousands of years, humans have relied on nature's most unexpected tools for survival. In some regions, a certain type of insect has been used as a natural method for closing wounds, showcasing the ingenuity of early medical practices. The name of a beloved movie snack actually has roots in an Old English word. Long before it became a popular treat, the word described a loud and sudden noise, perfectly fitting for how this snack is made. Stacking paper money might seem like an impossible task, but if you were to pile up enough bills, you could build a tower that reaches an astonishing height. The sheer number required to reach just 1 mile high is mind-boggling. Some locations around the world have names that spark curiosity and laughter. In one Canadian province, a few small towns bear some of the most unexpected and amusing names, making them stand out on the map. Certain professions carry higher risks than others, but one job in particular is ranked as the most dangerous in a specific country. Facing unpredictable waters, harsh conditions, and extreme physical labor, those in this profession put their lives on the line more than any other. In the early days of the internet, a single website claimed the title of the first ever registered domain name. This moment in history marked the beginning of the online world as we know it, forever changing the way we communicate and access information. The human body is a powerhouse of activity, with vital functions happening constantly. One key organ produces a staggering amount of a specific substance each day, playing an essential role in digestion and keeping the body balanced. Among all the varieties of a chewy, twisted candy, one particular flavor reigns supreme. This fruity favorite has remained the top choice for candy lovers, proving that sometimes the classics are the best. The shape of a person's mouth can have an unexpected effect on their sleep. Those with a specific anatomical trait are more likely to experience nighttime disturbances due to restricted airflow. One sleepy marsupial holds the title for spending most of its life resting. With an astonishing number of daily sleeping hours, this adorable creature has mastered the art of relaxation. Nature's engineers are surprisingly powerful, with one particular animal capable of taking down a remarkable number of trees each year. Their skills play a crucial role in shaping ecosystems and waterways. A global tech giant started with a completely different name, but a smart branding decision helped it become a household name. The final choice was a mix of meaningful words that reflected the company's youthful energy and sound-based innovation. The color of a favorite childhood treat was never meant to be iconic. It was simply a last resort choice. Due to a lucky coincidence, this vibrant hue became the industry standard for a fun, chewy snack. As they age, certain farm animals begin to produce something bigger and better over time. This natural growth process leads to a noticeable difference in their daily output. Among the many varieties of a popular dairy product, one stands above the rest in a specific country. With its rich flavor and versatility, this cheese has earned the top spot in sales and preference. A festive tradition that millions enjoy today began with a single innovation in the 19th century. One individual's simple yet thoughtful idea transformed into a cherished holiday custom. A legendary composer had a rather unusual remedy for his health issues. To combat swelling, he turned to an agricultural solution that might seem odd by modern standards. So that's it for today. I hope you found these facts as interesting as I did. If you learned something new, don't forget to give this video a like. It really helps a lot. And which fact did you find the weirdest? Let's talk about it in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Until next time.